Hey, what's up everybody? Back with another day of showing you how I am going to build today's food plan to make sure that I am hitting my caloric and macronutrient goals. That's my cool carbs, proteins, fats, all that cool stuff. I do these every single day. My thought was if I'm doing them, why not record them, throw them up on YouTube, and maybe it'll help somebody else figure out how to build theirs. The app I am using to track and build this is called My Macros Plus. Link in the description down below. It costs a couple of bucks on all the app stores, but well worth it if it helps you stay on track and on target to hit your overall goals. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and start the app. Actually, start recording. Now, something to mention today. So, when you are putting together your plans, your paths to success, and trying to figure out what makes you or what's going to make you the most consistent, it's not just about building your food plans. It's also about figuring out what else is a part of your plan. Are cheat meals a part of your plan? Are cheat days a part of your plan? How often are you going to do those if you do them at all? So for me, the way that I do my plan is I don't do specific cheat days or cheat meals. I don't have that need or that urge to do so. What I do is if I have a special occasion on a particular day, a birthday, a dinner date, something along those lines, in those cases, I disregard the plan during that time or during that day. I still build the plan as if I'm going to follow it, because for me, part of my consistency of hitting my overall numbers and hitting my targets is about making sure that I do not stop building these plans daily. So my plan consists of building these, but my plan also consists of intentional deviation days, so that whenever there is a need to go out that I do not want to have to track things, it turns out that's not actually deviating from my plan. That is in fact part of my plan. Now, the way that I do it might not work for you, for your consistency, and the way that you do it may not work for me. Mine just helps me to kind of stay on track for what I am doing. So today is one of those days where I have no intention of following the actual plan that I'm going to build, because it's another birthday that we're doing something for today. And I'm still going to do like my protein drinks. I'm going to get those in just to make sure that I can hit my protein. But as far as actually following the plan that I'm building here, I'm doing it simply for the sake of being consistent and building these physically every single day. As soon as I stop building them, or if I feel like I have an out or a reason not to build it, I will start to not build it. So I don't even give myself that opportunity to make that choice. It's an automatic for me to build these. So I have built most of today's plan already, and we're just going to finish it up here together. I have a 3-step system every time that I build these plans. My first step is that I put in my daily staples. My staples are things for me which are automatic. I don't have to think about like, well, what am I going to eat during this particular period? And for me, my daily staples, my go-tos, are my pre and my post workout plan, as you can see here. And they're automatic for me because each one has some sort of a protein powder drink, and that's basically what I'm doing every single day. Now, usually I start out with 1 scoop here, but because I'm not worried about how today is going to go, this is more about just building based off of the numbers, I upped it to 1.5 scoops just to get more protein in very quickly for each one of these meals. So pre-workout is some apple protein, which, by the way, I just recently got. I mentioned this a couple of days ago on one of the videos that I bought an apple flavored protein. I was not sure how this was going to go. For one, because it's apple and that's kind of an odd thing to drink a lot of. But 2, this is a brand I've never tried before, and the apple flavor specifically was discounted. And you never know if they're discounting it because it's gross or if they just are trying to run a sale. But turns out this is actually very, very good. It's ISO pure. I got this off Amazon for, I think it was right at $43 for a 3-pound bucket. The other flavors like chocolate and vanilla and all that stuff are like $45, but blends great, which is a big thing for me too. So step 1 is you put your staples in. I put my staples in. Step 2 is ask yourself, is there anything that I'm craving today that I want to fit into my plan so that I stay sane, that I feel like I'm not depriving myself? And if you do have something that you wake up wanting, you'd put that in now. And for me, I didn't have anything. Some days I have something, some days I don't. Today I had nothing, especially because, well, I'm not really following the plan today anyway. So, but step 2 is put that in at this point. So once you do step 2, whether you do or you don't, your final step, step 3, is now build your plan, beginning with the first meal of the day that you eat and track that meal. And then at that point, go ahead and build the rest of the day. The reason I say wait until your first meal, especially if you have a non-structured schedule, For me, I work from home. I can kind of do whatever I want throughout the day. Some days I'll eat at 10 in the morning, some days I eat at 2. But if I build my plan at 10 in the morning and then I don't eat my first meal till 2 o'clock, well, the thing that I built in the morning is screwed up because I thought I was going to be eating at 10 in the morning and I didn't eat for several hours later. So I recommend, if you have a fluctuating schedule, wait until you actually eat and track your first meal and then go ahead and build the rest of it for the day. So what I've done here for breakfast, I'm just going with a very standard plan today since I'm not actually going to eat it. This is all about the numbers for me. So far what I've done is I got a breakfast here with some egg whites and some bone broth. Very heavy protein breakfast, which is nice because it means I got a lot of fat to work with the rest of the day. For lunch, I got a sweet potato and a couple of buffalo chicken patties. These are the vegan patties from Walmart that I've mentioned on a bunch of my previous video, made by Morningstar, I think. For dinner, what I put here is very simple. It's a bag of Uncle Ben's rice with 2 packets of sun-kissed tuna. It's like a hot tuna flavor, and I just mix it all together. I've done that meal in the past as well. And again, a pretty heavy protein dinner. I've got a couple of snacks in here already. I actually ate these 2 bags of protein chips earlier. I was only going to eat one, and then my kid tried one and didn't want it, so I had to finish it. So 2 bags of protein chips. I got some Scooby-Doo graham crackers, because why not? I got a cheese stick for a snack, and I've got one of these frozen fruit bars from Outshine. So I've got a pretty standard day up to this point. I've got my staples, and I've got all of my meals in, plus a few snacks that I've worked in here already. Where that leaves us at right now, 540 total calories remaining, 28 protein, 52 carbs, 22 fat. My numbers at the top, my macronutrient breakdown, looks pretty good at this point. I'm not super heavy on one or really lean on another. So I have a little bit of room to kind of keep fulfilling some more of these sort of equally. But 540 total calories remaining, I really just want to get about 300 more, and that would be a good day. So let's look for an opportunity here that still is heavier on protein, just like I'm going to be following the plan. I want more protein to get worked into my meal here, but I also want to pay attention to my carbs and my fats. I'm thinking of something like a Quest bar, like one of those like snack bars, or a One bar, I think I've got them called in here. And that's going to be protein and carbs equally and a little bit of fats. So let's go ahead and throw that in there and see how things look. That's going to be pretty close. 340 total calories remaining. You can see now my protein's much further down. My carbs are a little bit higher, so now I'm thinking about something a little bit more carb-centric. But I don't want to use too many more calories because I'm only looking to probably spend another 150 or so and I'll be done. So maybe what I'm going to do here is, I've got a lot of snacks. I don't want to have to add any more food. So maybe I'll just look for an opportunity to increase something I am already eating, right? So no new foods, just increasing volume somewhere. And I'm thinking of a frozen fruit bar because these are all carbs and nothing else. So I can add another one in there and that will bump me down a little bit. Okay, so my numbers at the top are still looking really good. And maybe what I'll do here is, just to be a little bit fancy, let's have a few more of those Scooby-Doo graham crackers. Let's put 15 of them. That's another bit of, okay, now I'm gonna leave it. I didn't go over on anything, and this actually looks good. You know, whenever you build these, one of the things, like I said, is it's not always about trying to add more food in. Sometimes it's also just about expanding the food that you're already eating, changing the volumes, increasing or decreasing in order for your numbers at the top to turn out right. So don't get stuck in that mindset of, if you still need more protein, of I have to add more protein foods in. Look what you've already added in. You might have an opportunity there to expand volume versus quantity of that you're eating. But this looks good to me, especially for a day that I'm not actually going to follow. I might actually keep this plan for tomorrow and use this for tomorrow because the numbers actually worked out great here. 200 total calories remaining. That's underneath my max, so I want to be less than 300 under my max. 200 is less than 300, so that looks good. My max, by the way, is 2,700 total calories per day target, and that's for a cutting phase that I am currently in, trying to lose some weight and shed some pounds, getting ready for summer. And everything else looks good here. So that's how I built it. Again, the app is called My Macros Plus. Get it on all the app stores for a couple bucks. I will put the link in the description down below. And appreciate y'all watching. If this was helpful, hit the like button on it and the subscribe while you're here maybe. Like I said, I do these every single day, and you can help, or you can follow me as I do these, hopefully helping you figure out how to do yours. So again, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on tomorrow's video.